Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Welcome to Navigate Your KPIs. My name is Muffy Churches, and thank you for joining myself and our KPI expert, Andrew Wadsworth. Today's session is about how to keep your business on track by setting targets with your KPIs. Andrew, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Now, I've got a question for you. In our last episode, we had a look at collecting data and collating it and using it in a useful way to make sure that we're staying on track with our business. Now, in this particular episode, what we want to do is have a look at how we go about staying on track. Yeah. Can you just introduce us to that topic?
Yeah, so key performance indicators, as we looked at earlier in some other episodes, are best created using the SMART framework for creating them. So the SMART framework is about being specific, being able to measure, make sure it's attainable, make sure that it's relevant, and make sure that it's timely. If you've created a KPI using those filters, then part of that is having a target. But that doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It's not like we pick some random KPI for our business and then don't have that in any context of our business objectives or our business's vision. So what's really important is that when targets are being set, that they are relevant to the short-term, medium-term, long-term goals of the business. So this is a great quote that I found once. The achievement of one's goals, no matter how large or small the endeavor, relies on goals, purposes, and activities being aligned and organized. And I think that explains a lot of what this question is about with targets, because you need to really be having everyone on the team understand the big picture so that we can all be aligned. So I've got a very simple framework for businesses who don't do this well. Okay. So it's a nice starting point, a first step, and I call it the business alignment method. And the business alignment method has three main parts to it. One is the vision, which is what do you want to be in the future? What do you or your business want to be? Where do you see yourself next year in 5 years' time?
Sure.
After that is the planning part, which includes three aspects, which is understanding your objectives and having projects related to each of those objectives that you can actually do, and having principles that are non-negotiable rules that your team can understand in applying those projects. So that's how you're going to get there. And then finally, measuring. And this is where KPIs form part of measuring. For measuring, I break that into the ideal scene of, and the idea of an ideal scene is that it's part of your vision in the future. When you have an ideal scene, it sort of assumes that you're not quite there yet.
Right.
We have a ways to go. So there's that comparison between where you want to be and where you are now and how close you're getting. There are KPIs which are more specific rather than a concept. And the value that is being produced by your company for the community, for your clients, for your team can be really clearly identified as well. So what the business alignment method does as a framework, it gives a one-page document to a company that they can then share with their team, to new employees, or to anybody who's interested in working with the company, to make sure that they're aligned with where they're going. Okay. So that's what this is for. So if we want, we can go through each one in a little bit more detail.
Great.
So we'll start with the vision. When a company has a clear vision of where they're going and can share that with their team, the team then can be more excited. And that's the important part of a vision. The way that can be explained is in people have vision statements for a company or mission statements. You may already have that as part of your business. If you don't, it's a great starting point for the business alignment method document. Writing that up. Yeah.
Good. Are there any ways to find help for how to? Do you have a go-to for how to write a great mission or vision statement?
Well, there's plenty of examples online of great companies that have their own vision statements, but it's really important that it comes from you. It needs to be something that gets you excited about wanting to run your business. Okay. We go back to that idea of the business being a vehicle. Where is it taking you, and where is it taking your staff and your customers? What are you bringing into the world? And it needs to stay relevant. It needs to keep you excited, I think. Okay. That's important. And then the next part is the grounding of the fact that you actually have to do some work. You have to clearly identify the objectives or the milestones along the way. These are bigger picture objectives. Like, for example, your vision might be that you're growing to be a nationwide company, so that you have a presence in every major city in the country. So that's part of the vision. The objectives then would be related more to how you're going to go about doing that. So, and how do you know when that milestone has been achieved? Right. So that's that part. Once you've got some objectives, the next part of planning is having your policies or principles clearly understood by your team. Right. So a principle in this context are the rules of the game, the non-negotiable parts of your the way that your company works, your company values. That when someone is working on a project to achieve an objective, they know that you do it in this sort of way.
I see.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.